Hi, this video blog is being brought to you by David Allen and Associates. Every week we bring you the breaking news in the law so that you can understand the law and how it works for you. I'm David Allen. Red light, bang, you get a citation saying you've run a red light. Never saw an officer, never saw a police car, but a camera took a picture, and based on that picture, you get a citation. Is this lawful? Well, let's talk about how the system works. There are various ways these systems do work, but generally what happens is there's a sensor, and as a vehicle approaches an intersection, sensor determines whether that car is going too fast to get through the intersection without running a red light. If it thinks that it's going too fast, it activates the system, and a camera takes a picture of the license plate and of the person inside sometimes. Sometimes it takes a picture of both, sometimes just one or the other. Based upon that photographic evidence, a citation is sent out and the person is cited for that red light. Now, interestingly enough, the organization that put together that system, the vendor, the contractor, set it up, and that person normally gets a piece of the action. That's right, the city, the county, whoever made the deal with them usually gives them a piece of the action if the person's found guilty of a red light violation. As a result, the company that makes the system and maintains it has a motivation to see that tickets are given out. And some people say that some systems are calibrated so closely that the average person would not think that they had run a red light, or someone looking at them would not think that they had run a red light. That raises all kinds of issues, but we're not going to talk about that right now. What we're going to talk about is this whole system basically constitutional? And that's what a case in Chicago just recently dealt with that was decided. There, in Chicago, a system was set up whereby private individuals who owned private vehicles were given the ticket for the red light violation, whether or not they were in the car. On the other side of the coin, people who were renting vehicles, Hertz, Avis, they were not given tickets if the vehicle they rented ran a red light. People looked at this and they said, denial of equal protection. You're dealing with people differently. Private individuals, different ball game than people who are in the commercial business of renting vehicles. Therefore, it's not fair, it's unconstitutional. Court heard this, considered it, and said, no. We think, the court, that it is constitutional. It is constitutional because we have a tradition whereby there can be exceptions in the way in which the process moves forward based upon the status of the individual, whether the person owned the property, did not own the property. Here, it was found that because the people who individually owned vehicles could control who their cars went to, they would be responsible, but because the rental agencies couldn't always control who rented their vehicles, they just put out a sign that said, we'll rent to anybody who has a valid driver's license. Since they couldn't control the people who were renting their vehicles, they were not going to be responsible. Found that was a reasonable rationale, and accordingly, it was found the law is constitutional in Chicago. Do you have a red light camera in your community? Is it a concern that you have? Possibly. These are the issues that arise. Is the system properly calibrated? Is the overall law and the way it's set up constitutional? Here's the way a couple of people have looked at it. Here's the way the city of Chicago has looked at it. Actually, it was a federal court there, finding it was constitutional. Point being, if you're picked up for running a red light on a camera violation, there's some things to talk about. Are they worth getting a lawyer? And that's where the real problem comes in, because a lot of times the cost is under $500 to get a lawyer to represent you. Many times it costs more than that. And is this something to contest? Hey, that's the pragmatics of it. Well, folks, may not be the news you want to hear, may be the news you want to hear, but we're here just to tell you what the law provides. We come to you every week with this legal video blog. My name is David Allen. This video blog is brought to you every week, bringing you breaking topics in the news and how the law impacts you. You can always reach us at davidallenlaw.com with your questions, your comments. We'll be happy to discuss them. We're here for you.